I started out with this chunk of 4x4 wood. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is or even where I got it, but I'm still going to use it. So I took it over to the bandsaw. I'm shaving off each of the sides. I'm going to start with some 80 grit Cubitron paper and realized when I tried turning it on that it wasn't plugged in. Turn it off before I plug it in. Moving the workpiece into the Moxon vise makes it so that my hand is much less likely to get mangled by the random orbital sander. I'm not a big fan of mangled hands. I switched to the 120 grit, which is as high a grit as I went on anything on this project. Double stick tape is the bane of my existence. Actually, it wasn't too bad this time. I'm not sure why exactly I decided to leave that double stick tape on my finger as I was preparing the paper to stick to the wood, but I did. Once I got it on there, wanted to smooth it out. And then back to the bandsaw. Trying to cut out the pattern here. Trying to follow the line pretty closely. Yeah. And here's a look at the progress. I could have stopped there and done something cool with that heart, but that wasn't the project that I had in mind. And so I put it back in, taped it all up, and got it ready for the next step. I put the same template on an adjacent side. And then started cutting it out. After doing this project, I realized I should have done a template, a heart shape that was much taller. This one's a bit too stubby, so if you're going to try to make something yourselves, I would recommend a taller heart. As I pulled off these offcuts, I wasn't anticipating doing anything with them. I was mostly excited about the three-dimensional heart. But because my three-dimensional heart was so short, it was somewhat difficult for people to recognize what it was. So some of the members of my household thought it was just a diamond. Couldn't really distinguish it as a heart until I kind of showed it to them a little bit more clearly. So that's part of why I think a taller heart template would be a better way to go. Just make it more obvious that it's a heart. So as I started taking a little bit closer look at these offcuts, I thought, hey, you know what? These might actually be worth doing something with. And when I showed them to the missus, she actually preferred these offcuts to my three-dimensional heart. So, can't win for losing, as my daddy used to say. I decided to make little stands for each of the hearts. So I cleaned up the remaining wood that was left from that 4x4. And I cut it into some strips and then cut those little strips into little stands for the little hearts. And I squared off some of this chunk to use as the stand for the three-dimensional heart. Right here, I'm drilling the hole for the dowel. And here you can see it with the dowel in and applying glue to the foot of the heart. And here it is with all of the stands completed, ready for finishing. I think my wife's going to do some Mod Podge or some other kind of decoration, so I'm not going to worry about actually finishing them. That's just the way I roll. Make sure to subscribe and like and all the stuff so that you can get awesome content like this going forward. Have a great day.